Caribbean island is safe from earthquakes. We all live within a seismic active zone. But there are measures you can take to minimize the impact of an earthquake. Find out whether your area is zoned for building. Talk to your contractor about what you can do to limit damage. An earthquake can strike at any time.
This message is sponsored by the Australian Government, AusAid, and produced by NEMA in collaboration with WINN FM.
Let's get real on WINN FM. Hi, this is Lavi. Get ready for an hour of real talk that will keep you engaged and informed. Join us every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. for Real Talk with Lavi as I dive into the hottest topics of the moment, bringing you insights and perspectives that matter from the runway to the political arena. Real Talk with Lavi covers it all. Let's get real Monday nights on WINN FM. It's a beautiful Monday evening. Once again, I am Lavi Gumbs, and I'm here to bring to you Real Talk with Lavi. As you know, Real Talk, it's about bringing the real issues happening right here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and it's a show that's dedicated for our ordinary grassroots people from all over the world, wherever you are. Good evening to you. Tonight, I have chosen to address the issue of law enforcement tonight, because I think we must, as a community, give full support of our law enforcement agencies, and we must give them the opportunity to clear up any misunderstanding the public may have about their actions and statements. This cannot be treated as a political issue. We must protect the image of the law enforcement agencies. If we do not do that, our confidence in our law enforcement agencies is compromised. Then their effectiveness in the fight against crime would be seriously undermined in the disadvantage of the entire society. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, our show, because of what happened recently in the Federation, we invited the National Security Advisor tonight and the Commissioner of Police next Monday to come and speak to the people of the Federation and let them share their plans for reducing the fear of crime and the rise of murders in our Federation. They're both unavailable at this time. We respect and support both men and will leave the door open for them to come on the air at their convenience. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just in tune, this is Real Talk with Lavi. I want to take the time out to say a pleasant good evening to those on the internet, those that are in the Federation listening, the diasporas. You don't know how it is. You guys ask for it. You want a show that is open-minded and is going to stick to the real issues, non-politically affiliated. So after doing some research on national security, I will provide our audience some general information on crime reduction strategies that national security advisors and police chiefs often consider. These strategies may vary depending on the specific content and challenges faced by St. Kitts and Nevis. Here are some common approaches. So if you're just listening, I'm just gonna let you guys, take some time out to hear what I have been doing some research when it comes to crime and, being able to be a part of the system. Once I'm finished, the phone line, if we have enough time, you're welcome to call in. So number one, community policing. This strategy involves building stronger relationships between law enforcement agencies and the community. It focuses on proactive engagement, problem solving, and collaboration to address the root cause of crime. Number two, intelligence-led policing. This approach emphasizes the collection and analysis of intelligence to identify and target high-risk individuals and crime networks. It involves using data and information to guide law enforcement operations and resource allocation. Number three, crime prevention programs. Implementing targeted programs that address the underlying factors contributing to crime, such as poverty, unemployment, and substance abuse. These programs may include education and job training initiatives, substance abuse prevention, and community development projects. Number four, enhance law enforcement operations. Increasing police presence, conducting targeted patrols, and utilizing technology for surveillance and crime detection. This may involve the deployment of specialized units such as anti-gang or anti-drug task forces. Number five, strengthen legal frameworks. I repeat, strengthening the legal frameworks, reviewing and updating legislation to ensure that when crimes are prosecuted, the court will have no issue with the evidence presented. There are three things that are needed for crime to occur. Number one, desire. Number two, ability. Number three, opportunity. If one of these is removed, then crime cannot occur. We cannot do anything about a person's desire to commit a crime. We cannot do anything about the ability to commit a crime. But we can do something about the opportunity to commit a crime. We can remove the opportunity through high visibility and enforcement of the laws on the books. We want the public to know that we support local law enforcement and we support the citizens' right to be informed. We all have a role to play. Our invitation is still open to the Commissioner of Police to come on the show and tell the people what his strategies are for reducing crime and the fear of crime. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is 9 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. I know many of you would have tuned in and all excited. I got all the messages and was looking forward to see Dr. Lionel Wosi Rollins, the National Advisor to the Security right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And unfortunately, he is available to be on the show this evening. And I just wanted to let you guys know, and that is why I took my time to do my little research, to let you guys know that we all have to be involved in it. The police needs the people. The people needs the police. The police cannot be successful if they do not have a relationship with the community and the people. St. Kitts and Nevis is a beautiful place. As you know, everybody want to come to St. Kitts. Sometimes I think we as local don't appreciate and know how privileged we are right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. But if you go in the tourist sites, you can see how they come here and enjoying our islands. There must be a reason why people come to the tropics. And that's because they come in for paradise. They come in for relaxation. They come in for peace. They just come in for that ambience where they can see mountains and they can be more closer to nature, such as the beaches, the sceneries. There's so many things on this island to be enjoyed. I just want to let, like I said, anyone that is in tune tonight and would have, of course, listening, and maybe some people think because the Real Talk would have been having Dr. Wusi Rollins tonight on the show. This is no political affiliation. I am very free and independent. And I also want to take the time while I'm here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Laverne Gumbs. I am from St. Peter's Parish. And I operated a business, a beauty salon, over the years throughout Bastille. Many knows me as a household name, and I'm here because I love my country, and no one is going to limit me in making that positive contribution right here on The Real Talk. So once again, if you're out there and you're listening and you want to call in, you can call in, share your concerns, keep it positive. I know last week we had Jamdong call in, and Jamdong is very passionate. And I just want to let you guys know that I feel that a lot of us are being restricted in some of the wrong places. Sometimes we expect people to speak about a particular kind of way, but yet we look at the mainstream, and one will say St. Kitts is not the mainstream, but I would still say this. Right now, St. Kitts is a place of ethnicity where we welcome all different people across the world. There's a lot of local that has traveled, they have lived overseas, and many of us are accustomed, especially when it comes to talk shows. You're going to have the soft talk, the hard talk, and you're going to have some of the topics that many are afraid to touch. But I just got to let you guys know, like I said, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And I'm going to let my technician play a song, hopefully from someone from the local, homegrown. Yes, and just, I like Kushal Banki. Good evening to you, Kushal Banki. Yes, and, I must say that what I see happening here in St. Kitts, we feed upon the negative. And I have to even touch on even some of the politicians, the oppositions, a lot of them feeding off of the negative. And a lot of people are forgetting that St. Kitts and Nevis people are loving people. We are so loving that when anytime anyone comes to St. Kitts, they just can't get enough of Kittitians because of the hospitality that we give to them. So in other words, it appears that we are giving other people, we are giving them that hospitality more than we are giving our own. Our people, like I said, are very loving people. It's just that some people are just spoiling it for everyone. I will repeat. Some people are spoiling the beauty and the lovingness among our people here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And a lot of it is beyond just political affiliation. A lot of it is that people are carrying trauma. People are carrying hurt. And a lot of people are just downright lazy. There's a lot of people in positions that are not supposed to be in those positions. And they very well know that they are in positions that they're not supposed to be in. And that is why when we have people in certain positions and not doing the job and don't want to learn their job, we're going to be having some really serious issues. Like I said, I am not here when it comes to the law enforcement. I am 100% for the law. I have been living in St. Kitts. I was born in St. Kitts. I am a product of St. Kitts. I basically give back to my community. And in the meantime, I am conducting a cosmetology course in the HMP, which many of the inmates appreciate it, and they have basically seen the educational side of cosmetology. A lot of them are excited. And anytime I go to HMP, this is what my students tell me. They're looking forward for me to come again. They guide and protect me through prayers. And I must take the opportunity because they tell me, they say, Lavi, you have to big up the cooks in HMP. So good evening to the cooks in HMP. And I got the opportunity to eat the food from HMP that was offered to me because, you know, they talk so much about their food. They say on Fridays you have to taste their cook-up. And trust me, I had their cook-up, and the cook-up is one of the best cook-up. And I must honestly say, I'm not just here saying it, but the cook-up that I got from HMP was one of the best cook-up. So big up yourself, the cooks in HMP, for actually not just working in HMP, but, you know, giving back to the community. Yes. Did you find the song?
Wednesday or Thursday, she start to foreplay. Friday's the time for a night on the town. Loving Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, cause your love keeps shining. Your love keeps shining. Honey, your love keeps shining. Just like the sun shines all over the place. The sunshine, the sunshine.
All right, I must take some time out to say a pleasant good evening for the folks on the internet. And this just tells me, you know, how important it is that nobody is perfect. And we all look for, like I said, a political motive and just wait for persons that are in certain position to make a mistake, to dwell upon the mistake. And of course, there are persons out there that fully well know that some people just don't have any call in some of the positions that are being held. And I'm not just talking about political, but I'm talking about in a lot of things that is happening right here in our small federation. When we travel out, we recognize some of these things. Then, you know, sometimes you're in a little box and we're not getting the opportunity to see these things. But when we travel out, we definitely know that you have to do certain things to be to actually qualified to be in some of these jobs position. And it is more than just having a degree. You need to have interpersonal skills. You need to have personality. You need to basically care about what you're doing. And if you're in positions of dealing with the public and you do not care for people, then don't expect to get results. So we can come up with all the solutions, but if you don't care for the people and really care for the people and not just care for the position and the money that you're getting at the end of the month or every 2 weeks. I see Mr. Massive Thomas is on the line. Good evening to you. Good evening to Shower Queen. And she's saying, job well done, Lavi. Thank you so much. And I'm actually seeing, well, Massive is saying Laverne will be making comments. Yes. I am looking forward for you guys to make the comment. I see the ex-commissioner, C.G. Walwyn. Yes, we're taking calls. If somebody is on the line, I welcome you. Good evening. You're on We'll Talk with Lavi.
Good evening. We'll talk with Lavi. Good evening, Lavi.
Good night.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Now, Lavi, I believe the community and the parents and some of those grandmother and then grandfather and father, they drop the ball. And the whole community drop the ball with these young people coming up, these young children. These young children, they're out of hand. And some of the parents, them can't go with them. Some other parents, them can't go with them. Some parents will try hard. Lavi, let me tell you something. I am a man. I work in the night. And sometimes when I roam and going home, I see children all up and the road after 10. I tell you, primary school children, up and down, nobody big with them. And these are the things, these are the challenges we got to face. And Lavi, let me tell you something, right? it go both ways with our political system. It come like this is our political culture. When one party in, they criticize this and they criticize that, and they politicize everything. So this is something that we're going to get out of. And because crime is nothing to play with. Crime is a very serious thing, especially when young man going to take up gun in the hand and slaughter one another like some animals. It's real, it's real.
It is real.
And the politicians, them got to stop it both ways. Lobby both ways, even in Parliament. You don't see the behavior of Parliament with opposition and government ministers how they get on in Parliament. We got to show the young people out there that you see, we're serious, you're serious. When you when we elect you and you want to take on the responsibility as a government minister or whatever, you got to serious with your community, your constituency. Look out for the people. Go around, question these mothers, question these fathers, if any fathers close to the children them, and ask them how the children them doing. This is what we want. We want community advice. Some of the parents them, because some of the parents them ain't know nothing at all about raising up a child. And this is our problem here. This is our problem here, Lavi.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very serious. And before I go, I just want to say condolences going out to Mr. Agel. I believe he was a big man in WINN FM too, was a shareholder there. I want to wish the family all the best. Agent was my friend, was very close to him, to his family. Up to yesterday, I was by the hospital by him yesterday afternoon. And before I left, I tell me yeah, right and everything. He was just eating snack and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Agent was lively. He was there making joke. Me, at Neil Hoyligo, and Dr. Hodge, and his co-worker Joseph, and my brother-in-law. We was on the bedside here talking to him. Agent was in the full of spirit. But, Lavi, we do another hour, we do another minute, we do another second.
Absolutely.
And that's how life goes. And that's the way we got to go. But, you know, we got to move on and, you know, move on. Life got to go on because of that. Agent has done his part. And we're here now. So we got to do our part too. You know, Agent was a humbling man, a loving man, a sharing man. He was a real sharing man. When it come to giving, you know, the Agent just had a heart. You understand? You were there with Agent Lavi?
Of course. He was my... Actually, I was a hairstylist for his wedding with the late Arlie Buchanan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Agent was a loving man, a man who I known him for years. I like a brother Agent.
And he come from a loving family too.
Yes. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lavi, well, let me tell you, this young man slaughtering one another and doing these things, and I don't know whether they're getting out of it. But I believe that, Lavi, when the government get elected, I believe that they should have left the marijuana thing just like how it is. I believe that marijuana thing causing all these young men a lot of problems. These young men, they feel like because they are smokers, they feel like they are some gangsters. So we'll see them stand up. So we'll see them stand up when they smoke. Eh? You can't talk to them. And they're wrapping it and smoke it in anywhere. And the police, they enforcing the law.
Well, you know what?
The police, them supposed to enforce the law. Lavi.
Right. You know, one of my observation, I have been going to a few gas station here in St. Kitts and Nevis, even in the workforces, and it's just women. Women are at the pumps, pumping the gas. Women are in the businesses. Women, everywhere you go to supermarket. And by the way, I gotta big up those the workers at Rams, those cashiers. Those girls be looking really nice and slay. Some of them are in college. Yes, you know, they make the supermarkets look very good. But I also want to see some of those girls do not have those jobs as their lifeline profession.
No, Lavi, do you know that some of these girls are subject?
Of course they have subjects and nothing wrong with
Some of
that.
them are subject, but just because maybe no work there for them, ready for them yet.
But that's
Because
a
I
job.
talked to a few of them,
But Mr.
and they tell
Politics,
me that they don't, right.
it is okay whether they have subjects or they don't have subjects to just take a job because that can be an additional job. It's only in St. Kitts where persons are refusing to work certain places and look down at certain persons because of where they live or where they work. It's a norm when you're overseas. Some of the same people up here who wearing jacket and tie and in certain positions, they go out there and they have these jobs, side hustle. So I commend a lot of these young girls, and I commend some of these business places that are encouraging these school girls, or even if they're not in school.
Oh, you got a neighbor, a young neighbor of mine. She used to say in Best Boy, right?
I'm going to give you 2 more
young
minutes,
girl.
okay? And you could I'm
Eh?
going to give you 2 more minutes to wrap up. But before you leave, I want to ask you, how is the Real Talk with Lavi impacting you as a person who always listens to the radio, someone that is in tune in St. Kitts and Nevis, both political and social, and a man who is a hard-working man? How do you see this program is being different, and what it is stand for in terms of having a platform for our people to think outside of the box?
Well, Avi, I got to tell you, plain, right? You're real constructive and you're well on the ball. And I believe that if more people listen to Real Talk, especially young people, I believe that the motivation will come. Because you got it. You got the antics. You got the taps. You bring it out. And sometimes you bring it out with a passion. And it seems to me like you're a lady, love your country and love your people. So I believe Real Talk will make a good impact in this country if you get sponsor and you continue and get some more hours, even 1 more hour at this program.
Well,
will
actually,
benefit the federation.
that is true. But
Real
to be honest, I feel comfortable with the 1 hour for now. Simply because I recognize that sometimes when you're going back to listen to these shows, it'll be too long, and my little 1 hour is fine. Maybe what I could do is probably get another day and to still continue doing the same 1 hour.
Okay, but every 1 hour can, if you got a guest, sometimes the guest can accomplish everything you want to say.
Well, and sometimes we can.
What she gets there.
That's
and
true, but
everything. So I believe 2 hours or hour and a half will be good.
well, as I said, We'll Talk with Lavi. I'm in control. I'm actually listening to you and other persons, but I always believe I'm never making a day, and sometimes you cannot give. You got to take some time and give a little, and eventually it will come.
Let me give somebody a chance,
yes.
Because
Thank you so much.
somebody might want to say something too.
Yes, thank you so
Have
much.
a good night.
All
Lavi.
right, thank you.
Mm.
We need. Can you repeat that again, please? 662 0989 466 0989. We're welcoming your call to keep it positive. If we want to make a change in our country, it's time that we bring positivity and show our leadership, show our maturity as a Black community. Sometimes we tend to stay away from the word Black, but we have to basically recognize what is happening. The crime that is happening here in St. Kitts and Nevis, it's affecting the Black community. We need someone to discuss the cause of crime as it relates to poverty. We had an Explorer program that was contributing to the lowering of the crime rate. It appears the program is not as robust as it was. The Magic program was there, and it seemed that it has been diminished. The funny thing is that these programs were robust under Commissioners Walwyn, Quealy, and Brandy. Perhaps Commissioner Sutton is working on them, but we are not hearing from him. This is someone that sent me a message, so I'm just reading. And someone is saying that the magic means mentoring, advising, guiding, and instructing children. It is a program that helped children to turn away from drugs, guns, gangs, and violence. The program was taught in the primary schools. Someone is also saying, I have them the magic program for free. They started strong, but the instructors are not getting the support, so they have slowed down in teaching the program. Yeah, so this is what's happening. People are actually sending their contribution to the program. I got to say good evening to Mr. Anthony Rollins and Mr. Massive Thomas. He's saying, let me see what he's saying. He said, I'll explain one thing. Wow. I'll explain one thing and only why crime is a problem in communities. It comes down to one thing, poverty and lack of community opportunities. I want to add to this. Everybody have their opinions, solutions, all kind of things. And, we're very known for this, to come up and have all these things. We wait for shows to come but we're not really implementing it. Because the bottom line is all of this stems from in the home. A lot of people are having sex, unprotected sex. Having sex does not make you a parent. You have to be mature in order to parent a child. And this is one of the major problems as well. Good evening to Janice Carty. I welcome you guys for being here. I truly appreciate you guys. Massive is also saying if one have a stigma put on them because of an area or because their mother had a child with a man that was not in her child's life, that child end up on the corner and only learns what he or she learns from the corner. Somebody else is saying, Lavi, the guns are coming in smartly on these boats. All of a sudden, we have so many boats in our water. There are a lot of catamarans, parties, yachts, fishing, ferries, etc. When the police do stop and search of vehicles, this is almost impossible on sea for Coast Guard with all these boats. Over the years, St. Kitts never look outside the box and set up boys and girls club and after school programs. I know over the years they had Boy Scouts, they had is it AYPA? We had a lot of churches was involved in a lot of activities. All of a sudden, some of these churches, they're politically influenced. So I think that we dropped the ball from the leadership from on top. You understand? So if the head is bad, the bottom is going to be bad. So we need to lead from the top and don't just expect the people from the bottom to lead. If you don't have any leadership from the top, it's just like in a home. If the parents are bad, unfortunately, the children suffer. Someone is saying, thank you so much for this, Mr. Anthony Rollins. And I must honestly say this to each and every one that is in tune right now. I'm just so happy to see the cross-section of persons that have being here tonight with us. Lavi, I started a survey in 2017 concerning the youngsters in St. Kitts. And what I discovered is that 95% of the guys in gang didn't stay in school. What I discovered in high school is that the males go to school in the morning and in the afternoon they stay away and find the gangs. Wow. We have to find a way to make children be excited in school as well. Another observation that I recognize, a lot of the males, they don't even want to be teachers. There's a lot of women, and probably this is a problem that is happening because in St. Kitts and Nevis right now, the woman basically the head of the household, whether we like it or not. We have more women that are basically wearing the pants. They're taking on the responsibilities. And someone just said that the males don't want to teach because the money is not enough. You know, someone just messaged and said that we don't have enough male with spine. But how do we know that? All right. So I just got to tell you guys, good evening, Tini Percival. Thank you so much for being here. As you know, I basically was supposed to be doing the show tonight with Dr. Wusi Rollins. He's the advisor to the security, but he's unavailable to be here tonight. I also extend an invitation out to the Commissioner Sutton for next week to be on the show, and he is also unavailable. But the good news is they did not say they wasn't going to come on the show, so I just got to let you guys know this, but at this time, they're just not available. And I'm going to continue press on, because for those of you that don't know what's going on this show, well, I have some great news. I am now, all right, so I'll hold my thought and welcome this call. Good evening, caller. You're on We'll Talk with Lavi.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good night. I am wonderful.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a question. The National Security Advisor is not coming on tonight again?
No, I got word that he will be unavailable at this time.
But you know, we heard advertisement earlier that he was going to be on. Was that like confirmed when they put out something like that? Is it confirmed already?
Well, sir, this is Real Talk with Lavi, and Real Talk with Lavi did put it out, and it's because it was confirmed. So this is not a hearsay, and that is why the show is named Real Talk with Lavi. We do not put out false information. Unfortunately, he cannot come at this time, but he did not decline. So I am hoping that eventually that they will come forward and want to face the music, face the people, because the law enforcement cannot do it without the community, and the community cannot do it without the law enforcement. Do you have any other contribution for tonight?
No thanks. I'll try again later.
Why
but I hope you can get him on. I hope you can get him on at a different time, man.
Right, but you should have something to say than just waiting for him to come on. I mean, you don't have nothing to add to the program? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I do have a lot to say sometimes, but
you could just say it in a
I
nutshell.
want. But basically, let me say congratulations to you for your show and to encourage you.
Well,
to
thank you.
keep coming, and I'm happy to see a new host, a new show, and I want to really encourage you. But for the crime, definitely, man, me looking in from outside, it's not a good look. I don't like to see what I'm seeing in my own country, and it's too much, a lot of blaming here and there and back and forth. There's a lot of stuff going on in St. Kitts and Nevis. And politics run things. Politics is like people eating and sleeping politics, man. You know what I mean? Once the election is over, time to govern for 5 years. But, we just can't get it right, it seems like, man. But this crime thing is definitely out of control, and it needs a lot of effort. Some persons got to put in the work. People got to put the work in now. It's a lot of stuff going on, man. Things start in the home, yeah. And I'll be following the guy, Mr. Politics, Things start in the home, and when we can't control these kids, we can't get to these kids. We need to get to them at a young age. We got to get to them at a young age, man, and we got to mold them. Somebody, was that an email coming or a text? Somebody that said that there was a program that was attached before and is no longer. We need the mentorship programs to come back. We need those mentorship programs to come back.
Can I say something? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the United States.
I'm going to say this, right? Because this is Real Talk with Lavi. The whole idea of this show, all hands on deck. A lot of us to just call in, and we want all these things from our people, our politicians, or, anything that happening here. We just want all these things. But yet no one really is saying how can they assist and be a part of the change here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Because if we as Kittitians and Nevisians a lot of us migrate, and if we do not look back to our country, that's what's going to happen. Other people going to come in and take up our space because we neglect where we come from.
Well, me personally, I mean, I could maybe wish I can talk to you off the air, man. But you know, my personal life put me in a situation where I have a passport from another country, and when I did feel like I wanted to come back and contribute, you know, they say you can't pledge an allegiance to another country to run for politics. Me, I wanted to come back and put my name on the ballot. That's what I wanted to do, straight, directly. And there's a thing in the Constitution called the Bryan Clause. You know what I mean? And I really don't see myself giving up this foreign passport to come back and do that.
It is 8:41.
You know, so I'm trying to.
Excuse me. It is 8:41. So can you wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to find other ways that I can contribute. But
there's so many ways you can contribute. You don't just have to come back to run for politics or give up your citizenship. You can contribute in so many ways, because do you know, I am a citizen. I am self-made. You know, I am contributing cosmetology, a course in HMP prison, and it's non-government affiliated. But I feel that, and I'm not speaking to you, right? I'm just using you, seeing that you're here, so we can have a conversation. But I feel like we as Kititians and Divisions, like I said, we have all the ideas, we even have the solutions, ways to act, the action. We actually have these ideas and solutions or opinions, perspective on others, but not basically being able to want to be a part of it. And if you're overseas, there's so many ways you can help. You can, contribute to the children home. You can do so many things, so many tangible things. Because just coming back to run, and this is what a lot of politicians do. A lot of them have not done the work. A lot of them are just chosen, and they just pick up people and put them to be candidates, and they might be successful, and all of a sudden we expect them to be leaders. But a lot of them have not done the work and the groundworks in the community, in the village.
I like the suggestions. And actually, I'm in the process of trying to figure out some of this stuff, because I'm kind of new to the talk show scene, and I'm trying to actually figure out ways that I can contribute otherwise, like you just mentioned.
All right.
So I welcome your suggestions, and I'm actually in process of trying to figure some of this stuff out.
And another thing too, we as Kititians, we need to be able to invest in our people. Sometimes we throw out the word as help, and people think when you say help, it's just, like you're begging. But if we can come together and invest in our people, we should not wait until our people are destroyed mentally, or maybe dead, or maybe get older, and then we say, oh, there was so this, there was so that, but no one wants to invest in no one. And if you notice, the Asians come here, the different people come here. How do you think they get successful? They're investing in each other. They support each other. But it is 8:44.
Talking about investment before I go.
It is 8:44, so I want you to wrap it up shortly and not, give room for somebody else.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. Really and truly, I'm a more of an action guy. And talking about investment, me personally have made an investment in my own community there already. I already made an investment there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you that directly. And it's a concrete investment too. And I've made some other investments overseas in Africa, and I feel to myself, I'm giving back to my communities, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for that.
Nice. It is 8:44. This Real Talk is about St. Kitts and Nevis, the diasporas, and if you have something to contribute to St. Kitts and Nevis, we look forward for that. And I just got to tell you, thank you so much. And hopefully maybe you can be a guest on the show, okay? Have a pleasant evening.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks, and good luck in the future.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I see
bye-bye.
Mr. Rusty is saying many persons are willing to act and are qualified to act. Well, thank you so much for that, Rusty. And Rusty is saying, don't contradict yourself. You're saying politicians don't know anything, and you want us to contribute how? Rusty Liebert, I have been looking and seeing the way how you comment all the time, right? And I don't know how you could just say, don't contradict yourself and blah, blah, blah. Add to the solution and don't just come here to throw stones at Lavi. I'm a grown woman. Don't underestimate me. You want to be a part of the show, you're welcome to be a part of the show. But just by you being out there, of course, you can say what you got to say. But I'm also going to read what you're saying. And what you're saying, I did not say that. And even if I did, come on the show. And don't just stay and eyeball every word that is dropped. Real talk is non-political. You understand? And I'm just going to let you guys know, we welcome you here. But don't expect to come over here and think you're going to get the same style from all these other talk shows, for God knows when, that come with the same people just bringing the same kind of contribution, just pure talks and no action. Yes, it is 8:46. Let me go to the thread and see if I can read something else from someone else. And look at this. Rusty again, Rusty Liebert. That's not true. I'm going to read it, people. That's not true. The government do not want local back to help the country unless you are a supporter. That's a fact. Rusty, you're chatting rubbish because the government is any government. So are you basically saying the government pertaining to this particular government? Let's be real, Rusty. I don't think when you're saying that's not true with what? This is not the show for that, darling. We're talking about unity and finding ways how we could contribute to our country. Yes. You want to be on the show? I welcome you on the show. Good evening to you, Mr. Ivor Henry. Good evening. It's good to see you here on the thread. And Massive basically is saying, so we have to go back to those days and save the next generation. Yeah. So basically, what I'm seeing, a lot of us basically know that the home is the problem. Poverty cycle is a repeat and it comes from the home. We have to educate our children. We have to be examples for our children. But if we're going to be a society where we get up morning, noon, night, and we just have a lot of talk shows with people out there basically just criticizing and waiting for someone to make a mistake and eyeball them, we're not going to go anywhere. But we also have a lot of persons that you do not really hear come on the air, but they're listening. And there's St. Kitts and Nevis have a lot of intelligent people. A lot of us just not coming on the airways. They just tell themselves, why come on the airways? Because this exactly is going to happen. Somebody come on the airways and try to make a contribution. You have somebody out there done ready to attack and basically to disagree from them and to have all the perfect answers, but yet these people, we're not seeing them basically being a part of the change. All right, let me see what this person is saying. Okay, so I just got to let you guys know that once again, the commissioner has gotten an invitation. He did not decline. He just cannot be on the show at this time. And I know a lot of you guys was out there waiting and waiting especially for the advisor, which is Dr. Lionel Woosie Rollins, and to see exactly, what he would have bring pertaining to the whole controversy of some misled words or words that person never felt any empathy and any compassion. And this will have been able to give the doctor a fair chance to basically maybe express himself so one could actually see where he was coming from and to move forward. Because at the end of the day, we are having a rise in crime here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and it's just the same repeated crime. The repeated crime of hate, but at the same time, we just cannot just say, well, it's one set of people, because we are here and we don't know what's going to happen. Everybody have friends, you have family, we're all related, and we just have to be a little more concerned, careful, and not afraid to face the public when it comes to crime and the rise right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I met a lady a few days ago up in the village, and she had 2 sons. And she said, Lavi, nobody know what you're going through. My sons died from the gun, and she did her best with her children. And she said even, it's years ago they died, but it still affects her. There's so many people out there hurting, and the crime in St. Kitts is not just from the gangs. The crime in St. Kitts, I'm going to repeat it, it's not just from the gangs, because before these people went in the gangs, there was youths, and some of them are still youths. But as someone say, some of them, they do not go to school. They leave from their parents' home and they don't go to school. And when boys are not guided, we're going to have issues. So what is happening in the home? We don't have a balance. Men, you need to take up the responsibility and be a father, be a daddy in the home. A lot of women are raising children. A woman cannot teach a boy to be a man. She can only do as much. And that is why you find that a lot of these guys, the young guys, when they reach adolescence between 12, 13, 14, you start losing them because they too want to find themselves. And it's just like if you check the animals, after a certain time you see, they stray away. But we need to basically have a balance. Parents, you need to do your job. The police cannot do it without you. The communities, we no longer have a village raising children. There's so many hate among our people. There's so many people that are not encouraging you. There's so many people telling that you can't. I mean, I remember when I was doing this show, there was so many people basically was looking for me to fail because they're not accustomed of persons, of what they consider the ordinary. But I don't see myself just as an ordinary person. I see myself as a leader and someone who is true to myself. And this is why I just want to take the opportunity to tell you guys, thank you so much for being a part of this show. Real Talk could not have been where it is without you. And tonight, because of the late notice, I did not had enough time to bring somebody else on the show. And I was determined enough to know that I can do this show. All right? Rusty, as I said, I'm not taking anything negative. And with all the negative comment that you're writing here, it just shows the weakness and of the type of person that you have and that you are. And this is what we have in here in St. Kitts. Men who are going around criticizing people, the things that Mr. Rusty Liebert is writing here, it just shows the lack of low self-esteem that he has as a man. And these are the people that wants to lead, and these are the people that are knocking the leaders. And I'm going to let him continue to make his negative comment because it's obvious you don't have any spine. Yeah. And I think he felt like this. Ivor, Ivor, you don't have to say anything. He's in his feelings because I shut him up tonight. Rusty come on top of Real Talk with Lavi. This is not Island Tea. This is not the other shows. And you bring in all your negative comment, it's not going to stop Real Talk with Lavi. So by you being in your feelings and saying all those things only make me the woman that I am. And this is why you wonder why our black men, young boys, are killing one another. Because when you have ignorant male adults that are disrespecting women and basically don't have nothing positive to say, when they can't take you down, they get negative on top of you. But it's 8:59, and I just got to thank the entire listeners for listening tonight. And I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. And actually, Rusty Liebert showed me the type of person that he is. I never realized he's so small-minded and negative that he is. But you're not going to deter me from what I'm doing tonight. Good evening, caller. You're on the air. Good evening. You're on Real Talk with
Hello.
Lavi.
Hello.
Hello. Good night.
Good night. Do you think program could stop crime? All these programs, do you think they should have in place for crime?
I think they can, depending on the nature of the programs. I'm trying my best. I mean, nothing can really stop anything fully, but we can only do our little part, you know. But I feel like if we bring informative programs, you know, being able to educate people and being able to have hosts that can conduct themselves positive and don't allow the negative to take over and take the program or the show in a negative direction.
Well, the reason why I told you that, I asked you that, right, is because, for instance, the previous government was in there, right? I don't think there was that was serious about crime right now. You know, if you find so many killing going on in your country, I think the only solution I see, if you find so many killing going on in your country, the only solution
it is
to do it thing.
Sorry, it is 8:57, right? It is 8:50. It's 8:57. So we're gonna have to wrap it up. But I just want to let you know so you have a minute.
Okay. I would say the only solution I see, I think, with this crime in the country is to hang. I think that'll cool it down a lot. Because the youngsters them tell themselves they gain hang. That's why they keep killing. I don't know how you look at that, how you see it.
Well, I saw where the Prime Minister of Jamaica, he actually said that, you know, he think that's the way to go, you know, when it comes to the crime that is happening in Jamaica.
They'll think twice, man. Trust me, my sister, they'll think twice. Because they laughing after, they have this thing like a laughing stock, you know, because they tell themselves, oh, why you see they hanging us? I bet you can you remember the hang 9 one time in Trinidad? 1996. You remember? I think you was, I don't know if you was 3 at the time.
Oh, no, I was around. I was around.
Okay, yeah, they hang 9 one time, 1996 in Trinidad.
Someone is saying that we cannot go against the Privy Council.
Yeah, but who is these white people could dictate for? Why we always let white people dictate for we as black people? We the one facing our problem. We can't tell them what to do in their country. So we don't have to take them on. We just have to do what we have to do.
Well, I have to say, right, in anything to change here in St. Kitts and Nevis, it must be changed from our people. We are positive, right? But we have a lot of negative people representing us, and even some of the politicians, they feed upon the negative to get what they want, and then they expect now, you know, they wonder why the country is like this.
That's true. It's true.
But it's 8:59.
Man.
It's
yeah,
8:59.
Okay. First, let me make a next example then.
It's 8:59, eh?
Huh?
It's 8:59. The program done at 9 o'clock.
Okay. So
But make your example.
Huh? Yeah, what I'm saying, with all these stealing going on again, too, right? For example, if you as the government find so many stealing going on in the country, right? Where you could go, I mean, get in the house with your colleagues and say, you know what? For example, if we catch a man from me and a man break into John John's place, if he's about 19 years, we give him 19 years in jail.
It's 9 o'clock.
Huh?
It's 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Okay. I'm looking forward to see you next week.
Yes,
Monday. You want to be on Monday, right?
Yeah, every Monday. And as I said, we try to bring what is current and stick on the issues and just see how we can, you know, make a difference. It's non-political affiliated. And it is what it is. You know, we just welcome people to bring anything positive that can help a change.
Yep. appreciate that, my
Yeah.
sister.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
All the best.
Yes, thank you. Someone is saying that the rusty libel that they know don't speak like that. Well, I just hope it's not that rusty because I really don't see that rusty in that kind of way. And and that's what happened in St. Kitts and Nevis. We have a lot of coward, and a lot of them are men, weak men, that have no other reason, but basically they don't have nothing else to bring. So they look and feed off of negativity, hoping that they get other negative narcissist mind like them to basically stop the strong. But we'll talk with Lavi. It is here, determination. And before I go, I just want to let you guys know that I am officially, yes, a part of the St. Kitts Nevis Media Association. Unstoppable with Lavi Gumbs. Thank you so much, okay? Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too, my sister. All the best.
All right.
Don't stop.